As I sort of intimated in that introduction there, I kind of feel that most people would assume that the microbiome is a good thing, not that it causes diseases. But we'll get onto that, I'm sure. But also, you talk about it as though the microbiome is a single thing. I got the impression from your book that really that's not entirely true, is it?
Well, it's definitely not true, and I mean, I suppose we better start by defining it. Otherwise, we won't have a basis for the conversation. So a microbiome, in its driest interpretation, is a collection of microbes and all of the things that they need to sustain themselves within a niche. And that niche can be really very, very broad. And its most sort of massive scale, it's a planetary microbiome. Microbes, it's definitely a prokaryotic planet. The planet's most dominant life forms are single-celled organisms. They are bacteria, both by mass and by biodiversity. There's probably about 28 billion tons of bacteria alone underneath the soil. And there's only about 350, 400 million tons of human, right? So we're dwarfed by diversity and biomass in terms of microbes. But microbiomes also exist at microscopic niches. So they can exist within the individual crypts of our gut. Our gut is, of course, just a long tube that goes from the mouth all the way down to the bottom. And we have discrete niches of microbes that exist throughout the gut. And you have microbiomes on your skin, you have them in your lung, you have them in your bladder and your urogenital tract. And they're everywhere. Every single living organ, every single living system, every single living animal has their own microbiome. So we can think about them in that context. But I think a microbiome has two other really significant and important parts of its definition, which are often not really talked about. The first is that to be a true microbiome, you have to have a deep evolutionary partnership between the microbiome and its host. The microbes that live within us, they're not there by accident. They're not there just because we just happen to tolerate each other. Our biology has been shaped by them. We have co-evolved with them, and they continue to shape our health. It probably goes without saying that microbes will be here long after the human race has long gone. The second thing is that the microbiome is dynamic. It's not a constant. It doesn't stay with us in the same structure or function for our whole lives, of course. We'll probably talk about this in a bit more detail, but we're not really born sterile. But nonetheless, when we're born, there aren't many microbes within us, and they have to grow, they have to culture into an ecosystem, and then they change with us as we age and as we change. So I think about the microbiome almost really existing in a quantum state. If you look at it, it changes. A microbiome can simultaneously be good for us and bad for us, and we have to have a degree of precision when we talk about it because of that.